Hello, and welcome to your reading. This is the Awakened Jenn. So I'm Jennifer Halliburton with the Awakened Jenn Tarot, and I'm a Soulful Revolution certified tarot reader, a spiritual advisor, and a healing and manifestation coach. Each week on my channel, I do a weekly energy forecast to see what is coming at us for the week ahead. So we look at the astrology that's coming during the week so that we can see how that might be affecting us. I give any angel messages I've been receiving through the week, so via angel numbers or any other ways that it wants to show up for me. And then we pull cards from the tarot to see what guidance is coming in that way as well. So if this sounds in alignment with you, I invite you to stick with me and see what's coming at us this week for June 16th through June 22nd. All right, so before we get started, I want us to go ahead and take 3 deep breaths together and do the invocation to call on the spirit team. So if you'll close your eyes and take 3 deep breaths with me. All right, breathe in. That's one. Breathe in. That's two. Breathe in. That's three. I now call in my angels, archangels, ascended masters, my higher self, and guardian angels to please enter this present space and time. I call upon Archangel Michael to place a bubble of protection around us. Only beings of the highest vibration of pure love and light may enter in. So be it. All right. So let's go ahead and get started by looking at what the astrology is for this week. So I've got a slide that I'm going to share. All right. So this away. Okay, so this week we had a lot actually. I could have spent this whole, probably 2 whole hours just on astrology. There was just a lot happening just every single day. If you want to go and look at it yourself, there is just a ton happening this week. There's lots of little aspects that are happening, and there's big deal stuff that's happening. So I'm focusing on the big deal stuff that's happening. So, big deal, we have Cancer season begins on June 20th. So, that is on Thursday. We will move into Cancer season. So, happy birthday to all of my Cancer friends. And so, I actually have a lot of Cancer friends. And if you watch the Spiritual View, 3 of the members of the Spiritual View are actually Cancer. So, happy birthday to all of you. All right, we have also on June 20th, the summer solstice. So that's going to be the longest day of the year. Summer is finally here, and I think that that just feels like good energy all around. And then on June 21st, the day after all of this, we have a full moon in Capricorn. So there's a lot happening this week. And, Capricorn energy is about the rules, it's about, doing the work. And I actually am a Capricorn moon myself. And so I feel like that this is going to be impacting me quite intensely just because of that, same energy there. But something else I want to point out is that we're actually going to have 2 full moons in Capricorn for the next 2 full moons that come up. So we'll have this one on June 21st, and we'll have another one on July 21st. So that's not because it should have been the full moon in Aquarius, but we're skipping right over Aquarius, evidently. And I think it's probably because we had the leap year that kind of threw our days off a little bit, but we are having 2 full moons in Capricorn. So I feel like that whatever the work is that we're focused on right here, it's really important. So we're getting 2 opportunities here of being able to put these pieces together. And so a lot of times the way that these full moon energies work is it's connected with the new moon of that same sign. So your new moon in Capricorn would have happened in January. So on new moons, that's when we're setting our intentions about what we're trying to manifest. So the new moon in Capricorn, what in January, what were the things that you were working on? Now then, we're at this place where we're reprocessing like everything that we've set into place for the last 6 months. How has that been working out for us? How has that gotten us, further down the path? What are the things that are working? What are the things that are not working? What do we need to let go of? So that's all of the ways that we're going to be using this energy. Something else I wanted to point out is when I looked at the chart on the day of 6/21, the day of the full moon, I noticed this great big cross here right in the center that just really caught my attention because we've got Neptune and Lilith in opposition. And then we have an opposition of the sun and the moon. And my notes to that, um, we have with this opposition, Lilith and Neptune opposition, deep emotional triggers and unresolved anger creates a tense and confrontational environment. And then we have, this right here that's like this battle between your internal and your external, your emotions versus your actions. Um, so, I mean, I do feel like that this is going to be an impactful energy just on this day based off of just whatever these oppositions and these, I mean, because we also have right here too, we've got a square happening with the sun, and then there would be a square here with the moon, and then we have a square here for this as well. So, I mean, there's just a lot happening. I don't have time to go completely into what all of that means. I just see it as like, whoa, like that's going to be kind of an impactful day. And so I just wanted to bring your attention to it that if things kind of feel just like, especially with those emotional triggers, I just feel like that there's some huge triggers that are going to happen on that day. And I think that with this Neptune energy, we have to be very, very careful to make sure that we're seeing things clearly because this kind of distorts things. So we want to make sure that we're seeing things clearly and not taking actions on things that maybe we don't have all of the information to just yet. All right, so I also wanted to go ahead and talk about the energies of Cancer and Capricorn because that's really the energies that we're going to be balancing between with uh, the sun being in Cancer and then the moon on in Capricorn. And the moon doesn't stay in Capricorn for the whole month. The moon moves very quickly, but it will show up on the 21st and then again on July 21st in both Capricorn on those days. And so that's kind of what I mean by we're working with that energy at that time. So let's look at what it means for Cancer. Moving into Cancer season. So Cancer is I feel. Your feelings are your God. The soul is your temple. Shanakia? I don't know that. Um, Rely upon the wisdom of what you feel right now. Individuals born under the sign of Cancer are mysterious and alluring, just like their ruler, the moon, a solitary orb that floats alone in the night sky, yet is still very much in sight. Cancers have a depth of feeling not easily seen, as if in the deepest parts of the ocean, fathoms below the surface, but where there is great power. Cancers are reclusive and they tend to hide their feelings and have alternating moods. They are emotionally vulnerable and are easily wounded. They can be downright touchy, and when feelings are bruised, cancers can come across as crabby and harsh. They feel for others deeply and are exceptionally sympathetic, but as they are highly empathetic, the emotions of others can exhaust them. Cancers are resilient, endure much, and can overcome just about anything, which seems peculiar because they are so sensitive. Cancer is the sign of the mother, and those ruled by Cancer tend to be overprotective of their offspring, which means they also like to control and take over. After all, the child is an extension of the mother who also needs to be protected, so she must remain strong to take care of her young. Cancer is the sign of imagination. They have a rich fantasy life, so they do well in the areas of creative writing, art, and also music. And with their gut reactions, Cancers can be very accurate psychics. When the Cancer card presents itself in a reading, you can be assured emotions are high, You may want to withdraw, or you may be dealing with someone who is withdrawn or depressed at this time. There's a feeling of being connected to the unseen world, and this includes the world of ghosts and spirits. This card can indicate inherited psychic abilities and even witch blood. There is a typhoon of power behind Cancer's strong feelings, but it can also mean that you're in sync with other people's emotions. You'll instinctively know what to do at the right time. There is sensitivity and emotional closeness indicated. If you question if your question is about love, it may be a secret or involve bonded souls, as with a mother and a child. This card can also mean that family or domestic issues need to be addressed. A mother or maternal figure is also indicated by this card. Women may figure prominently women's issues and how women get along. The sign of Cancer is known for good memory and the ability to hold on the longest, either positively or negatively. So, although it will be hard to overlook any slights at this time, forgiveness is the best response. Right now, your moods may be changeable, just like the moon's phases throughout the month, and you may want to hide and withdraw from hurt and pain. Perhaps this pain is real or imagined, but in this solitude, you will build a great strength to face whatever it is that holds you back. So while cancers may be extra sensitive, they are also super, super strong. So they are not broken, by the feelings, that they're taking in all the time. And the other thing that it talked about is how very psychically connected. They have very good instincts. They are very intuitive people. I don't think I've met a Cancer yet that could not, like, they could read you very clearly. They know your intentions without you ever saying a word. Like, I'm serious. I don't think I know any Cancer that has not, just can peg people so clearly. And so I feel like that's going to be, beneficial energy for all of us, that we're going to be really tapped in to other people's emotions. That's the empathy, to be able to really tap into their emotions. That's that empathetic connection where it was talking about cancers can be just overwhelmed by the empathy. Um, okay, but we're also balancing it with the energy of the moon, which is in Capricorn, and it's the opposite energy of Cancer. So Cancer is considered that mother energy, and Capricorn is considered the father energy. And one thing I did wanted to point out that I saw as well is, I think it's interesting that we have Capricorn, which is that father energy. It's very masculine energy, in the moon, which is feminine energy. And then we have Cancer, which is very feminine energy, is in the sun, which is that very masculine energy. So this is a lot of balance too in, the energies. Okay. So with Capricorn, Capricorn is I use. Time the corrector when our judgments err. Lord Byron. It is time to focus on your objectives and not let up. Ruled by Saturn, the planet of hard luck, the sign of Capricorn is personified by the goat that climbs the steepest cliffs to gain worldly success. Capricorn is a resourceful sign, and those under its influence long for power and prestige. There is no more ambitious, there is no one more ambitious than a Capricorn. They really do want to take the world by the horns. There are more spiritual goats, of course, but the aim of most Capricorns is fundamentally practical in nature. With them, there are no careless wanderings into fairyland. This mountain goat looks for a physical niche, and through some glorious contact by which they can achieve, their aim is to come up in the world with no matter what it takes. This is the reason behind the motto for Capricorn, I use. Since Saturn is their god, Capricorns are interested in what's solid, what can be seen, touched, bought. Since Saturn is their god, Capricorns are intense in what's solid, what can be seen, touched, or bought. Capricorns utilize their energies towards some concrete purpose rather than daydreams and imagination. When Capricorns do indulge in dreams, they always dream big. They are insanely ambitious and often good looking. Capricorns appear mature early in life and then grow younger and younger looking with each passing year. When the Capricorn card turns up in a reading, it denotes a time of diligence and hard work. There is a gaining in status and reputation. Whatever you've toiled over, especially sacrificed for, you are ready for splendid results to be revealed. Keep in mind, this gain may be slow and systemic, but you are heading towards something solid and lasting. You are about to meet all the right people who will back you and your goals. Some may be greater in status than you, but they will show you the ropes or support you in some substantial way. By all means, do not lose them. Capricorn is a sign of drive and ambition, therefore, you may feel more driven than usual. In essence, this card is saying to put childish things away and take responsibility. Go for what you want in a systemic way. Beware of looking back and staying in the shadows. It's time to unleash your talents upon the world. Do not give up. Go out on a limb. If your question is to do with romance or relationships, then these may take on more serious tones. Matters should grow deeper and more committed. It could be that one partner is older, higher in social rank, or will be a guide or a teacher to the other. It may also mean that one is more serious than the other. Since Capricorn is a methodical earth sign, your outcome may be progress gradually unfolding at its own pace. You won't be able to rush matters. Everything must happen in its own time, not yours. Career and your profession are also important, and you can expect to see changes there too. This card can indicate skeletal problems such as broken or porous bones, spinal issues, strains, or even dental issues. Make sure you are getting enough calcium and vitamin D. Capricorn is the sign of time and maturity and age. So if you develop an illness, it will be one that has been coming for a long time. You could be awaiting an outcome or a judgment, so look to the surrounding cards to determine whether it will be a good one. You may also be waiting for the answer or resolution to something long overdue. With Capricorn, you can be assured that the answer will be just and fair, especially if you have worked hard and kept your nose to the grindstone. With this card in a spread, you will not be defeated. So the Capricorn energy is very responsible. It's a very responsible energy. Again, it's the father energy. So it's just making sure that all the foundation is set, that we have everything that we need, while we have the Cancer energy is that mothering energy where it's focused more on the emotions. And again, I think it's interesting that we have the Capricorn is in the moon where that's the emotions are at. And then we have Cancer in the sun, which is where, that personal like drive is. So I think that it is a very, if it's not balanced already, it's balancing us out. All right. So this is going to be quite an interesting week with that 621 really in focus for me. So I'll be interested to see how this impacts you. If you want to come back and tell me how it goes, what your big emotional triggers were and how you use that, what you're doing with this full moon and Capricorn energy, how you're using that to help move you forward in it's really going to impact your career, I think, in your life's work. Your life's work is the thing that I feel like, especially since we have the two of them, I feel like that's the thing that we are going to be most focused on is setting up our life's work. All right, so let's go ahead and stop that. All right, so I'm going to pull cards from the Angel Guide and with the Animal Guide Tarot. So we'll start with the Angel Guide, and I just want to see what angel messages we have for this week. So only messages for our highest good, and anything that we need to hear will come out in this reading today. So how can we use this energy of Capricorn and Cancer to help us with our life's work? All right. Energy of Capricorn and Cancer. How can it help us with our life's work? Angelic protection. So I think, especially since I pointed out the triggers of that day, just that big cross on that day, I think that you need to know that whatever's happening, you are protected, especially when you're on that high vibration side, you are protected. Honesty and communication. I saw this as I was shuffling, so that's interesting. So I do think just being very honest, integrity is very important with the Capricorn energy is integrity. And guardian angel. Wow, there's a lot of angel here. Okay. Right, so angelic protection. You are protected. The worst is now behind you, and you are ready to move beyond the challenges that you have been facing. The past has gone, and your angel guide is encouraging you to let it go. If traumatic or painful memories have revisited you recently, know that they are opportunities to recognize how far you've come and acknowledge how much healing has taken place in your life. When you have reflected on these shifts, leave the past behind and move forward. The present is only a gift if you are able to receive it. If you are facing the unknown at this time, know that your angel will guide you to show you the next steps. And you will be surrounded by a spiritual force field that will protect you on all levels as you move forward. So if you are afraid of taking those next steps, especially when we're talking about moving into our life's work, if you're afraid about taking those next steps, know that you are being guided. Every single step that you've taken has been guided. Every little idea, every little pull, every little just little I know I said idea already, but that just the inspiration, all of that is that angelic guidance that is pulling you to this path. None of it is coincidence. Every little message that you get, every little just confirmation, it's all the guidance that is continuing to come in to show you that you are on the path, that you are being protected, you are being guided. So don't be afraid to take those little breadcrumbs as they are showing up. Okay, honesty and communication. You're being given the opportunity to speak your truth. You have reached a point on your journey where you must be honest with yourself and all of those around you. If you are holding anything in or you feel the need to share something in order to feel free, know that your angel guide is encouraging you to act on this now. When you share your feelings and speak truthfully, you draw the support and light of the universe into your heart. If you're in a challenging position and find it difficult to communicate what is on your heart, call in angels and ask them to support you. They want you to know that when you speak with honesty, you attract experiences that lovingly reflect who you really are. So I feel like, okay, I connected with that Lilith transit, the triggering of the Lilith transit. And like I said, to be very careful to make sure that you are seeing things clearly. But I do think that that transit is going to be the thing that is going to cause you to need to speak your truth. And I think that it's going to be working with the energy of the sun and the moon being in Capricorn and Cancer, that balanced energy. And just the depths of the feelings, looking at just the feelings. And again, I'm connecting this with the life's purpose work, your life purpose work, which could be I'm a mother, I'm a wife. That could be your life purpose work. It doesn't have to be even your job. I talked about this, I think, in the pick a card reading, and one of the pick a card readings is your life purpose does not have to be your actual career. It doesn't have to be the thing that's actually paying your bills. Those don't have to be the same things. Um, but I think that this triggering that's going to happen on the 21st is something connected with our life purpose. And that, like I said, that balanced energy of Capricorn and Cancer coming in is going to help us be able to have this conversation. But I do want to say, I also saw somewhere in here that there was a square to Mercury at that same time, too. There's a lot happening on that day. Like I said, I could have spent a lot of time just on the astrology, and I just didn't want it to get just lost. When I knew that the biggest things that were happening, were, the summer solstice coming in and the full moon. Um, but I do think that Lilith is something that you may want to look deeper into and see how that impacts you. Look at your own personal chart and see where it's at. Like when I looked at my chart for that, Lilith is conjunct on my chart. So like I am exactly, in that same opposition and, the squares and all of that that's happening because my Lilith is in the exact same place. And so that may be important. If that's something that you want me to help you look at, I can. Um, but I do think that there's going to be a specific triggering on that day that's going to cause you to need to be very honest, to speak very honestly, to speak your truth, to speak your truth. And it's connected with your life purpose. And I do feel like that with the angelic guidance, you are being set up. This is like a destined kind of thing for you. Okay. So, guardian angel, guardian angel. Everyone has a guardian angel who has been with them since their soul's creation. Now your guardian angel is drawing closer to you than ever before. This angel guide knows you, loves you, and accepts you completely. Before your incarnation on Earth, you danced across the stars together. If you're feeling overwhelmed or alone at this time, know that your angel guide is with you to share their love and make you feel safe. You never walk this path alone. Angels are always there to light the way. This card is a huge reminder that you always have their help, support, and companionship available to you. You're an independent soul and often find yourself trying to do everything on your own, but know that even just a quick prayer to your guardian angel can take away some of that pressure. Your angel wants to hear more from you. In order to support you fully, they must be invited to do so, but then no request is too much. Your angel guide was made for you and is dedicated to you. Take time today for an easy and informal conversation with them. Speak openly and in a heartfelt way about your life and any challenges that you are facing and anything that you need help with. Through that conversation, their help will always find you. When you draw this card, they want you to know that they are with you. So I think that that's the important part of this message is just know that your guardian angel is there, that they have been guiding you and they have been protecting you all throughout this. And if at any moment you felt completely alone, you were never alone. You had your guardian angel right there with you the whole time, just waiting for you to call out to them. And you can do that at any time. Just let them know that you are there, you're available and willing. All right. So we're gonna pull from the Animal Guide Tarot. All right, so what is coming at us for this week ahead with all of these energies? I'm looking particularly with this life purpose thing, though. What is coming at us for this week ahead? All right. For this week ahead, we have our strengths this week, the Queen of Air, experienced, self-sufficient, brilliant, funny. The Queen of Air is the Queen of Swords. That's clear communication. That's speaking your truth. So that is our strength this week, is that we are going to have the ability to be able to speak our truth. All your life experiences have prepared you for this moment of truth. It's time to declutter your home, clear away situations that aren't working for you anymore, and disengage from people who create more drama than happiness. And so I feel like that this is really using that full moon energy to know what is supposed to be in your life and what isn't, because the full moon is also about what you are releasing the things that no longer serve you. But you're going to need to communicate that. You're going to need to communicate your truth, and that is your strength as well. All right, so your blessings this week, the Dreamer. So this is the Fool card. So this is fresh starts. This is trusting what the universe has for you. This is all new beginnings coming in. So you are starting a new adventure. Run free and take that leap of faith. So trust. We have lots of changes coming in. And change is often very scary, but this change you're being encouraged to see in a very positive way. All right, and your challenge or opportunity is the Knight of Water. So the Knight of Water is about romance. It is about love, um, oh, romantic, flirtatious, introspective, enchanting. This is also about the rose-colored glasses. Okay, so let me just see where this is going. Okay, a deeply emotional and probably romantic experience will sweep you off your feet. Things can move very quickly during such whirlwind encounters, so stay balanced and make decisions with both your heart and your intellect. So I think that that's the one part, is that things may move very quickly. I think that like, I just get that this is just it's gonna feel really good. That swooning and the sweeping you off your feet, just the thing that's gonna come in and just sweeping you off your feet. And I just feel like you're gonna be just kind of rushed and ungrounded. Ungrounded is the word that I'm getting. So that's gonna be your um your obstacle challenge this week is about staying grounded. And with that Capricorn energy, that is to help you. That Capricorn energy is very, it's earth energy, is very grounding energy. Um, as I was reading through the Capricorn card, if you remember, like they are just really, it's got to have a purpose. It's got to make sense. There's just like order, structure. They're not so much about just the woo-woo stuff. So like, if you're going to do the woo, we have to have a purpose for it. And so I'm Capricorn moon, and I'm Pisces sun and Pisces rising. So like I've got lots of that Pisces energy that's very, just up here in the, ethers, right? And I love being there. But yet there's got to be some sort of grounded energy that helps me to bring it out in a way that makes sense. And or because if I stay up here all the time, like nobody's going to follow me. If I stay in this ether all the time, nobody's going to be able to follow me. So I have to find a way to bring it back down into reality. And so that's what that Capricorn helps do for me. And that's what the benefit that we're all going to be getting, in this energy, is that even with the Cancer, emotions, you might get swept away in the emotions, the depth of the emotions of the Cancer energy. But that Capricorn moon is what's going to help keep us grounded and make things make sense for us. All right, so what is your best move forward as we try to navigate this energy? We have release. All right, release. I'm not sure which card this is connecting to, but I'm going to say probably the Tower. It's time to release the past and move on to something new. This ending is the first step on the way to a happier future. So there is an ending that does need to happen. You're going to be walking. So when you're speaking this truth, you're speaking your truth that you're walking away from something. You're done with something. You're moving on from something. We have the Nine of Earth is the Nine of Pentacles. So this is the abundance coming in. This is prosperity. Your success has brought you financial security and the reward of a much deserved time off to enjoy your own company. You may suddenly have a brilliant idea for a business or self-employment opportunity that will be very successful. So that's really what I think is happening here, is that if you've been wondering about starting a new business, your life purpose, this may be the thing. You may be ending one, you may be making space. You're making space. You may not be completely leaving one full career, but you're making space so that you can start building on maybe a side job, something like that. You're making space so that you can start moving, is what I'm getting. You're not completely going to give up everything that you've set up, but I do think you're making some space so that you can start moving into this energy here of this self-employment. There's something that you're going to start creating. And the 10 of Earth. Wow. So that is spiritual material abundance. It's happy family, happy life. Um, Contentment comes from knowing that your finances are secure and your family's material needs are taken care of. It's important to honor traditions and have pride in your heritage and the accomplishments of your ancestors. And so I feel connected. This is family. I feel connected to family with this. So you may be starting something that is bringing in the family. It's setting good foundations for your family for sure, though. It's setting a good foundation structure for your family. Can you give me some more information about what this thing is that we're going to be putting into place? We have balance. By merging varying points of your life, you can generate an extraordinary new idea, compromise with others, and collaborate to discover a better solution. So, balance. I feel like that this is something in the collaborating with others. So, you're solving some sort of problem, and maybe it's connected with the family, but there's some sort of problem that's being solved, which is that's how most businesses are created. The best ones are solving a problem, a real problem that can relate to other people. What's some more information about this thing that we are creating? The Emperor. Structure, organization are important right now. Don't be afraid to take on a leadership role as you have much wisdom to offer. Wow. Okay. So this could be, it's definitely a leadership role. It could be in guiding others, could be a mentor or a guide of some sort, a teacher of some sort, is what I'm getting with that too. And then this card, wow, three major arcanas on this. Strength. Truth strength is displayed through kindness, forgiveness, and compassion. You have tremendous personal power and courage. I see that infinity symbol on that card as well. So with the strength card, this is Leo energy. So this is, again, that leadership. This is very much stepping into a leadership role. You were leading people. And it may take a lot of courage as well for you to step into this role. It may not be natural for you to step into this role. It's interesting. We've got a deer mouse over here, followed by this lion, but it's the lion and the lamb. I mean, with it, and they are sitting in complete unity. They are in unity, whereas a lot of times that lamb should be scared and running for its life from that lion. There's unity here. You have tremendous personal power and courage. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and pull from the Art of Manifestation Oracle. So what can we do to help bring our manifestations in? Miracles. So 33 card. And I've seen a lot of butterflies as well. So I feel like there's a lot of changes coming in, a lot of transformation happening. We tend to perceive miracles only when our personal desires are met. And yet, when we look back, almost all of us will be able to recall a crisis or a challenge that ultimately proved to be a miraculous turning point or an extraordinary gift. This card asks you to see the miracles that surround you right now in every situation. And so I do think that triggering that I was talking about, that thing is the thing that's bringing in a miraculous change to your life. It's the thing that's taking you out, because I think the trigger is letting you see that you're not where you're supposed to be, that there are better things for you. And so I think that that's, you hadn't even thought about that you could move out of this space, that you could do this, next thing, that you could step into this leadership role. I think that, the miraculous thing is where you're going to move to after you make this move. You may not see it in the moment. It may not feel miraculous in the moment, but when you see the impact of this moment, that's where the miracle is felt, where you see how completely changed, transformed your life becomes. That's where the miracle is really seen. All right, so I'm going to stop there. I would love to hear how this week works out for you. So feel free to share that in the comments below. Other than that, I hope you guys have an amazing week. If you have found value in this video, I would appreciate it if you would subscribe to this channel. You can hit the bell for notifications, and it will let you know every time I post a new video. I am opening up my calendar. So like this reading was very much connected to just what's going on in my life right now too. So I am actually, I've been working 3 jobs for a while. I am actually taking the plunge to let go of one of those jobs to do my thing in a more fuller sense. And so I'm really excited to see where this path takes us. It's scary. It's scary to trust yourself for something, that means so much to you as well. And then also where I connect to it too is just this knowing that I have multiple people depending on me. I am a single mother of 4 children, and I've got to make sure that they are taken care of too. And so that's been the biggest thing that's probably held me back to this point. It's just the fear of not being supported. But I've been shown in so many other ways that, the support is there, the guidance is there, that, what wasn't there was the space. What wasn't there was the time, so that's where my part was. If that's really the direction you're wanting to go, this is the moves you have to make. And so I'm making them, and I'm making them scared. And I also want to look at this card and say that I said this in one of my other readings too, that when you're moving, when you're taking these steps, and even though you are scared, you're still feeling the fear, but you're taking the steps forward anyways, you're no longer in a vibration of fear. You're in a vibration of courage. And that is much higher up on that, vibrational frequency scale than there. So you have to give yourself credit for being able to make courageous moves, feeling the fear, but doing it anyways. All right. So I will see you guys next time. I hope you guys have had an amazing week. And again, check back with me next week and let me know how this one goes. All right.